Hi, welcome to the first part of the FusionHQ V2 Training Academy. And I'm just going to start today by giving you an overview and introduction to the new interface for FusionHQ. Some of you may have used FusionHQ before and may be a little confused by the new interface. Others will be seeing it for the first time, and either way you're going to want a guide through this process. So that's what I plan to do in today's lesson. In the future, we're going to be going through in much more detail, building out specific business models. We'll be looking at individual traffic generation techniques. We'll be looking at overall business strategy and in general how it all ties back and how to use it within FusionHQ. So this is going to be, as I say, a reasonable overview of everything. And for those of you who recognize FusionHQ, you'll know that we generally separate project and affiliate areas. So while you're in project mode, this contains all of your sites, your sales funnels, your content sites, your lists, and everything else related to your projects. In affiliate mode, if I flick here, you're able to see which affiliate campaigns that you're an affiliate for. Now, these are other people's, basically being an affiliate for other people's products that are using FusionHQ. And this is also the same area that if you have any affiliates yourself, they will see this dashboard. Inside of here, they're able to see the number of unique clicks or the number of pending commissions, how much money is owing to them, how much money is being paid to them, and get access to their promotional tools for specific campaigns. But the real focus is going to be inside of the projects area. Now, at any time, you're able to go in, you can search for a customer or an affiliate or a particular sales record by simply typing in the name, the email address, or the transaction ID into the search box. So this will give you a quick shortcut to any information that you're looking for if you're simply trying to manage your business on a day-to-day basis. Inside the settings area, you'll see that we have the ability to check account settings. This is going to be things like your contact address, your general basic information, your PayPal details, and a couple of other pieces of information that you may or may not want to fill in. Underneath integrations gives us the ability to create different integrations with other service providers. So if I click on the create profile here, you can see that I can add domains. I can integrate with CDN networks such as Amazon S3. We can integrate with and set up the API access to services such as Aweber and MailChimp, and we can also set up additional FTP information. That's the connection to external hosting. So if you're using your own hosting, you'll need to set it up inside of here. We can also add extra payment gateways and external SMTPs for those of you who wish to use your own SMTP for mailing. If you're not sure what that is, don't worry. You don't actually need this. This is just an add-on. The only time you'll need this is if you're intending to import your lists, and in which case you'll need to provide your own SMTP. Again, if you're starting to feel lost, don't worry. It will all make sense when you need the information. So, as you can see in this account, we've just got a handful of setups already done. But essentially they are all pretty much point and click. So here, just add profile, and then I can go in and, for example, add a payment gateway. Here you can see we have a list of different payment gateways that we're currently integrating with, and we're actually just finishing off Stripe as well for those of you who are using Stripe. So if I have PayPal, you can see then all I need to do is enter my PayPal email address. If I go to checkout, they require a little bit of extra information for us to set up an integration with them. Inside, you'll notice that each of these is structured in folders. So here we have domains. We have 5 domains currently associated to this account. And if I click on this, you'll be able to see those domains that are available to me. And I can see the registrar, and I can see where they are hosted. And again, I can just hide this by simply clicking on here. Payment gateways, you can see we've got 2 inside of here at the moment. And this is generally the way that we're now structuring the interface, is to have these folders and these visual icons so that it makes it a little bit more visual and easy to manage. We've also got the training area, the forum, and our support desk, so the usual things in here, and of course logout. We also have a couple of options and abilities to upgrade your account by referring friends, so you'll find that tab also under here. Now, if I go to the top, you'll notice I have a list of the various projects that I have inside of this account, or the ability to add new project. However, I'm just going to return for the moment to my main dashboard. And here you can see that I already have 2 projects installed inside of this account. Now, this is where a lot of you who've used FusionHQ before may be a little confused, because what we've tried to do is remove as many menus as possible. We've really tried to simplify it right down so that you can focus on one task at a time. Now, if I want to create a new project, for example, then all I need to do is click Add New Project. Inside this, we've broken it down into 3 main categories. Business in a box. These are the complete businesses with sales pages, with content, with a product to sell, and essentially they are ready to go businesses. If I click inside of here, you'll see we have 4 primary categories of personal development, make money, health, and relationships. Inside of each of these, you will find different businesses that you can then install. Now, if I come back, you'll see the next category is business templates, and under business templates I have single websites such as authority websites or company information websites. So they're nothing more than a simple one-off content website that has a little structure to it. You'll also see that we have info marketing, and currently inside of here we just have 1 template, but we're adding a whole pile more at the moment, so they should be available soon. Now, these are much more complicated structures. They involve having sales funnels, membership websites, autoresponders, membership levels, products. Everything is basically set up and interconnected for you, so that all you need to do is go through and change the name of the product, change the name of the payment processor, and essentially change the content of the sales pages and the membership sites, etc. They're all fully editable and customizable, but it gives you a good framework from which you can begin, particularly for those who aren't clear on what they're doing. And we also have squeeze pages. So if I go inside of here, you'll see we have a bunch of squeeze page designs, and we're currently adding several more, and we'll continue to do so. So here we have different layouts, and all these is literally just that, just a way to capture name and email address with a simple thank you page. And finally, we have blank project, which means I can create a project from nothing. I can start from total scratch here, and so I'll get absolutely nothing and need to add everything that I want. But I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to Business Kits and go to Squeeze Page, and I'm just going to install a simple page for now, and then what I'll do is I'll edit that as we go. So here you can see the project name, Wooden Opt-in 3D. So I'm going to do this as demo site. Company name is, let's just change that, and we'll just say FusionHQ. Now I can choose a free subdomain. That means that you don't actually need to have a domain name yourself to set up and make your website live. Now I can choose from a whole list of different available primary domain names here. So for example, if I go for help4.biz, and I can do something like sales opt-in help4.biz, and I'll just check the availability, and this subdomain is indeed available, so I can then proceed to install. Or I can choose to use one of my own domain names that are currently on this particular account. So if I just add that, then I can install. And if I click this button here, what it's going to do is actually load and upload the entire site for me immediately live to the server. But I'm just going to hold off on that for now. Now, as you can see, the website and the project is now installing. So this will just take a few moments. And while it's doing that, let me just explain to you the menu structures that we have here. So we have a link now inside of this. This is obviously one project that has already been installed, and I'm able to see the reports for this project. I'm able to manage this project, and I'm able to edit the project. Now, if I start at the top and just click edit, you'll see now we have a heap of information, data, statistics available to us. Obviously not inside of this demo account, but if you go into your live account, you will actually see the number of views. You'll be able to do things like identify the average list value per week, for the second week, for the third week, for the first month and third month, etc. What this actually means is that you can identify, for example, the average value of a subscriber to, say, for example, your free list, or perhaps to your ebook buyers list, or to your video course list. And that means you can calculate exactly how much each of those lists are worth to you on average, so that you can calculate how much you can afford to spend to acquire a customer. Now, all of this will be going into in much more detail throughout the training series, and we'll teach you how to make the most out of all of this. Now, if I go and I manage, now I can manage my customers, I can send emails to my customers or to my affiliates, and I can manage my affiliates. So if I need to pay affiliates or add a new affiliate or edit affiliate details, I can do so by simply clicking here. If I want to send a broadcast message to perhaps send out a promotion, send out a newsletter, something of that nature, then I can do so here. And with my customers, I'm able to manage my refunds, change subscriber email addresses, track orders, whatever I need to do, I can do that from here. So if you think about it, this is information for marketers, what's going on, what are the results within my project. Here it's about managing things on a day-to-day basis, dealing with the refunds, sending out broadcast emails, etc. That leaves the final one, which is to edit. And editing means we can set up or modify the actual structure to the business. So I'm just going to go in and have a look at the demo site that we just installed. And you'll see it's extremely simple. All we have is a mail list and a single sales funnel. However, if I want to add more to this project, all I need to do is now add component. Each business online is essentially made up of one of these or a multitude of these different components. We have products, sales funnels, content sites, membership levels, mailing lists, autoresponder mail, email funnels, which is a more advanced autoresponder. We have affiliate campaigns, we have commission levels for those affiliate campaigns, we have media files, we have coupon codes, and we have the ability to add or modify team members for our project. So So again, for those of you who've been using FusionHQ in the past, you'll recognize all of these different functions from within the original interface. The only difference is now we can add them and control them and manage them from within one visual interface, instead of having everything spread out across a menu, many of which those options you would never be using. So obviously each project is very different. Some people are going to want just simply an opt-in page and a thank you page, and maybe a mail list. Other people are going to want to have sales funnels. Others are going to want to have membership websites. Some are going to have an affiliate campaign. Others won't. So it's really important that you understand the structure of your business and exactly what components you need. And each project is going to be different, and hence we've grouped the project separately so that you can manage each project on its own and just go in and simply add or delete what you want from within here. So while I'm in here, I may as well add, for example, a membership level, and I can do this here, and let's just call that bronze, for example. So now I have my folder. You can see that I have one membership level in here. If I click on inside of the folder, you'll see there's my membership level, and not surprisingly I have 0 active members and 0 expired members. Now if I go up to here, you can see I can add more membership levels, or I can choose to add some folders. I'm just going to add another couple of membership levels for this demonstration. So we'll add our silver, and then we can add our gold. Okay, so here I can now close and hide this and go on to edit my sales funnel. So I just want to show you inside of here, and you can see this site has not been uploaded, and if I want to, I can just click here to actually upload this one site. So I could say yes, and the site is now going to go live. If I make any updates in the future, then all I need to do is to go in and upload it from within here. So you can see I can edit, and now you can see the layout and the flow for this particular sales funnel. The reason we call them sales funnels is because they're structured quite differently to traditional websites. Most websites are a lot of menus and submenus and content pages. Sales funnels are designed very specifically for the purposes of selling, or in this case for opting in. In the top right, we have site options. If I click on site options, you can see that we can change the template. We can change the start page, so we can actually change which is the default page when somebody comes to this website. And I can go in and add universal header code or universal footer code. This is great for adding things like Facebook retargeting, Google Analytics, or other such kind of code. I'm also able to add EU cookie pop-ups. For those of you living in the EU, it's now regulation that you must have a pop-up to warn that your website is using cookies. So if I'm inside of the EU, I would want to activate this button. And I can also hide the Powered by FusionHQ link at the bottom of my websites. Just note that they do include your affiliate link in the bottom, so if anybody does follow through, you will make a commission. Now, inside of here, you can see I have my website URL, so I can choose if I have external hosting, or if I'm using the current hosting that I already had set up earlier, or I could put this, perhaps this was a special offer, I could put it in a folder called offer. So I can set up the actual URL where this particular funnel will be hosted. Under pop-ups, I'm able to add a generic pop-up that will appear on every single page inside of the entire website. I'm not going to go into detail on how to do that now, because we will look at that another day as a more advanced strategy. So for now, I'm just going to disable that. Or should I say, for those of you who've not seen FusionHQ before, then you will be unfamiliar with these boxes. As you can see, I'm able to drag and drop them, and I can generally structure and move things around. To connect or disconnect, all I need to do is click on the appropriate tab here. We have yes, 1, 2, 3, no, and exit. If you're adding a buy now button or an opt-in form, then this would be set by default as yes 1. And all I need to do again is click once on there, and then as you can see, I'm able to send people to whatever page I want to connect it to once they've opted in or purchased. Again, if you're getting a little bit lost, don't panic. We will go through all of this in far more detail later on. For the bottom here, you can see that we have the ability to disable a page, and that just basically makes it inactive. We are able to get the exact URL, so I can see which URL this page will display for. I can actually preview a page. So if I want to, for example, I can click preview here, and I will see the sales funnel that I just installed, in which case this is a simple opt-in, and you can see we just have a little pop-up there that people can actually opt in. So this two-stage process, a lot of people are finding that it's very effective for increasing conversions. We do recommend that you test, but for those of you who are looking for this style of opt-in form, we have several variations, but of course you can customize each one. And finally, we have the edit page function. Now, if I want to add more pages on this funnel, all I need to do is double click or to right click, either one, both work, and I will get the add page menu. So we can add redirect URLs, we can add links to a page in another website, I can add a duplicated page, or I can add a blank page. So for example here, if I just add another blank page, then I can define the name. For example, let's call it an upsell, and if I save that, you'll see here I now have another page which I can now start moving around and connecting into my my funnel sequence. So it's really possible to customize these sales funnels to become very kind of complicated upsell, downsell processes, or very targeted, or extremely simple. Now if I go in and I edit, you'll see that I can now preview my page inside of the editor and start to make changes. For those of you who were using FusionHQ before, this is going to be quite different than before, and there's a lot of similarities, but there's also quite a few changes, and those changes have been necessary because of the shift towards becoming mobile responsive. Because these templates and the pages are now mobile responsive, we've had to really dramatically change the way that the editor works. So before, everything was very fixed position and you could nudge everything over pixel by pixel, move things around pixel by pixel. Now things are very much built around a framework. This has pros and cons. First of all, to be honest, I wasn't a big fan when I first started using it, but I have grown to love it. And the reason being is it really does help make me structure my pages in a far more clean and effective way. It's far easier for moving things around and keeping things snapped into position. So I'll demonstrate that in just a moment, but for now I just want to give you an overview of this top menu bar in the center. Here we have an A/B split test. So every page comes with an A/B split test. with the B test deactivated by default. If I want to activate the B page, I simply need to check mark the page. So for example here, I could just make the B page only active, or A and B, or just A. If I want to view the B page, I simply click here, and now I can flick between A and B. Now as you can see, B has no content, so I can now click the top and I can duplicate A to B. So now I have an exact replica of my original page. You see that? And so I can go in and make my changes here, and just simply click to start creating a different A and B test. Sorry, just reactivate those. And once I've finished making my changes, I just simply click save up in the right corner. I also have page options. Now, page options have some similarity to site options. The only difference is that these options apply specifically and only to this individual page. Whereas site options, the options will be applied to all pages within the website. As you can see here, we can actually change the theme for my page specific to A or B. That means I can actually split test my site design, or change just the theme for a specific page within a sales funnel. I'm able to add title, metadata descriptions, and again specific header or footer code for tracking, etc. within here. And here's the exit pop-up text if you're using an exit pop-up. Again, we'll talk more about that in a future video. We also have the ability to make this page a one-time offer. That means that somebody going through the sales funnel sequence will only see the offer one time. Once more, this is an advanced function that really most of you won't need, and if you don't understand it, certainly don't worry about it at this point. We will be covering it in much more advanced training later on. The URL is essentially the bit that you see inside of the browser at the top, the web address, and you'll have the URL is made up of two parts. It's made up of your domain name, and it's also made up of the bit after the /. So for example, yoursite.com/homepage. So the homepage part of that URL is what we call the slug. Now in a sales funnel, we encrypt a lot of that data, and so that means that people are unable to see what page, they're not able to share pages. It's very much protected. But you may choose to want to actually have a nice clean URL, in which case you can choose to change it to what we call the slug and define the actual extension inside of here. If you don't want pages to be indexed by Google, then simply say so by checking this box. Pop-ups, we can set a specific pop-up individual to a page, or disable it if we don't want the pop-up to appear on just one page after we've applied it to an entire website. But essentially it's exactly the same setup process that we talked about earlier. I'm just going to close that down and talk more now about the process of modifying content on this page. Now, as you can see, I can click here and it's given me a bar that I can now delete the headline if I wish, or I can choose to move it around. And you can see the little green box underneath there, which shows and demonstrates exactly where I can actually put this content. So you can see I can move it to for example there, or I can have it sitting on the top. If I want to, here I have two columns, and that means that my content is now structured in an easy sort of clean fashion, but I can adjust the proportions by simply dragging and dropping. Now they're going to snap to grids because it's mobile responsive. Everything is using a 12 base grid. That means essentially there's only 12 positions that this bar will snap to, and that just enables the mobile phones, tablets, etc. to adjust the content in a way that is going to keep the page looking good. Now here we have a blank space, for example. Now it's automatically changed to the style tab, where I can now define the height of the actual blank space inside of here. Again, because it is mobile responsive, everything is now fixed to certain ratios, and so we've done away with the individual pixel heights, etc. Again, there are pros and cons to each method. Now, what we also have, before we used to have a duplicate function. Well, this has now been changed. So these days we have a simple copy and paste function. Now if I grab the text box here, for example, I'm able to copy and then paste it. And that basically means that I'm able to move this around or delete things. If I have a buy now button, for example, again, I can just simply copy and paste it. And that's extremely useful for helping me build my pages up with a lot more speed. Now if I click on the text, you'll notice that we have the standard WYSIWYG editor in here with all the usual functions that you would expect, so that we can change the font, for example, or the color, etc. That's all now done from within this this box that can actually be moved around, you see, so that you can modify your page with a maximum convenience. We also have an advanced tab, and that actually enables me to set the delay for this. So for example, if I've got my button here, I could actually go to the advanced tab and set a delay for example 5 seconds, and that means that the buy now button would appear 5 seconds after my page had loaded. There's a bunch of reasons that you will want to do this, and again those will be explained in more detail throughout the more advanced training within this course. Generally you can switch manually between these tabs, but if you just click around on the page, you'll find that normally they will just simply display what is most relevant to what you're trying to achieve. So in this situation, I've clicked the background and I can now modify this page. So you see here we've got a background image of the wood, but I could quite easily just simply delete that, and now I can go in and make my page more simple. I could change the default color from within here, which actually you see here, because I've got the style set at the moment to a dark gray. If I flick between here, you can see that I can define it. This is now transparent, so that means I can now modify the background color. You'll also find that the content area here is defined by this section, and I'm just going to make it really ugly for 1 second just so you can see the effect. You can set the default width to your page. We generally recommend that you stick to around about 760 or 855 for the purposes of keeping things for readability, unless of course you're doing a more widescreen type of approach where you would have a video and a button next to it, in which case you could use 1040, but make sure that you're using at least 2 columns when you do this. Again, like I say, this is just for readability reasons. I'm just going to remove that background color there. We also have the ability that you can link to a video, so you can make those really nice looking video images in the background and have they automatically loop. So things like PayPal, for example, are now doing this, where you go to their homepage, they have a little video playing in the background, and so we have the ability to do that. All you need to simply do is paste the video URL that you wish to use into here. So this gives you a reasonable amount of structure and ability to change the page. Like I say, we're going to go into a lot more detail about exactly what's possible with this over the course of the coming training. I'm going to go back to Elements and just show you very briefly how you can drag and drop. You see there I've added 2 columns, and I can now add a text box to each of those columns. Could add video, could add opt-in forms, buy now buttons, no thank you buttons, download buttons, and a bunch of other stuff. So again, each of these we will go into more detail as we talk about how to use them. If you want to have a look at how the page is structured from a technical perspective, you can show the grid and you'll see how the different elements on the page, or the different containers and rows and columns on the page, are laid out. But of course, this is more of a what you see is what you get kind of a feel for the editor. So that's the majority of what I want to show you at this point in time for the editor, and we're going to go and just take another quick look back at the different components. And so here, like I say, we can add email funnels and or for example products, so that you can choose the products. So if you want to add a product, add it in here, and then you'll find that it is available inside of the sales funnel when we added a buy now button. So if I just add product here, and we're just going to call that test 1, I can add a payment plan for this, and I'm just going to set that to PayPal for the moment, and we'll just say this is going to be payment fixed, for example, and we're just going to set that as $97 and 30-day money back guarantee. This just delays the payments to affiliates, so that you make sure that you don't pay your affiliates before the refund period is over. I'm just going to create that. There's so many more advanced options in here that we won't cover until we look at how to use them and what you will use them for. But I just wanted to set this up so that I was able to then go back in and go back to the sales funnel, and let's say edit this page, and let's say I wanted this to be a buy now button. So if I delete that for a second, add my buy now button to the page. So if I just go in and I can choose a product, I'll just choose this one for the moment, and choose a payment plan. And you see, like I said before, this is now connected to Yes1 by default. And you see we can choose to make it a text link or an image. So if I just browse and we'll use an image, we can use any of the many ones that we have inside of the system for you, or of course you can upload your own. I'm just going to choose this one and apply, and there you go. There's my buy now button added to the page. So you can see it's very simple just to start building up your pages and edit your sites. Just remember, content sites are also membership sites, but I'm going to go into those in more detail in another video. So that's all I want to do for now. I won't go on forever. This is really just a quick overview so that those of you who are moving from Fusion 1 to Fusion 2 have an understanding of how the new interface is structured, and those of you who are coming on board for the first time can get a bit of an idea and a feel of how to start playing and getting familiar. In the future training, we're going to look at different business models and how to slowly build them up using the FusionHQ platform, and how to modify the various aspects and manage the various aspects of your business. We will also look at doing some live Q&A sessions in the near future so that you can get your specific questions answered. Until then, you're always welcome to contact the support desk for any specific questions that you may have now. So I hope you enjoy the new FusionHQ V2 and have as much fun playing with it as we have. So look forward to speaking to you on the next call.